What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how's it going, bud?
It's going good. Um, I didn't plan on wearing this Red Sox jersey. I wanted to put the Kike one up. I didn't want to wear it because he's the latest traitor. So I wanted to put this one up for the fact that it's Mookie, it's the championship one, it's another LA one, and also no statistics say it right now. No Red Sox faithful is going to say it. But after the fact that on a buy or sell fucking week, we sell fucking Kike back to the Dodgers, this belongs on the wall of dead. But we got home and the nail was out, and it's too late to nail one in. So I threw this bitch on real quick. And I also had to throw on the hat to remind everybody it was a fluke. And you just took everybody that I ever fucking loved. The one thing I had against you was Kike. You take him back. You
Yeah,
got JD. I'm not even gonna wear his shit. It's depressing. We're fucking. I think we won tonight, but we're
you
losing to
guys
the
won the other day for
Twins.
my 3 times.
Yeah, but we're losing series to the Twins. We should be losing to the Orioles. We shouldn't be losing to these fucking off. The Orioles are good this year for some stupid ass
Right.
reason. Fucking lost the series to the Pirates, I think, a month ago. Like we want to take a push at the fucking wild card, but literally every single series that we should at least get two in, we get fucking swept. We suck. It's annoying as shit. Rafi, if you're listening to this podcast for whatever fucking reason, do yourself a favor and get the fuck out now. It sucks. I hate being a Red Sox fan. Everybody says I'm a bandwagon. Look at me now, guys. Look at me now.
You like bandwagon would have been 1 year. That doesn't even make sense.
Dude,
Nobody
you were growing up
I get
as
called
a
bandwagon
Cleveland
everything.
Cavaliers fan, but literally in Palaca, Florida, where everything is Florida and college, and I'm a
Yeah.
Red Sox fan and I'm a fucking Cavs fan, I'm a bandwagon. I get the bandwagon and the thousands with the Red Sox whenever we finally after 80 something years started winning. People want to start chirping at me because it wasn't too long before that I became a fan. But here we are, fucking 5 years after a fluke ass championship, and we have nothing. I'm still here, and I'm fucking over it. Like I love you. You're my best friend in the world, but I just wish the Dodgers would stop sitting around waiting on Red Sox players to become available. It's
Well, I
it's getting
mean,
old.
it got us the World Series, I guess. So
Oh, you need a
actually,
closer? Go get Kimbrel. He was a fucking Red Sox at one point in time.
we
Go get
had
him.
Kimbrel, I think, for like
Go you
half a
did.
season.
Y'all literally had him. Yeah, I was about to say y'all had him for like 4 months
We got him at the trade deadline and
and
then cut
shipped
his
him
ass
off
the
to
next year.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Think y'all shipped him to Cleveland.
Yeah, somewhere. No, I mean, at least you guys aren't the Angels. The Angels like made a push before the trade deadline, said we're gonna hang on to Ohtani, and then just started losing like crazy.
I'd
But
be
now
down to be the
Ohtani's on the mound
Angels.
tonight, so they get another win, luckily.
If
But
we had Ohtani and Trout, we would actually spend money.
right,
It
yeah,
just sucks knowing we have a great young core, literally since 2018, and they did nothing at all to build on it. We thought they were going to in Kike. That's why I was so excited, and they've done nothing since we went into this season needing bullpen help. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Where's it? Well, I'll take Theo Epstein. Can we get that fucker back?
is
Like
that what
this,
his name
it
was?
sucks. Yeah, I think so. I'm 90% positive.
Yeah, probably.
Or
Um,
Epstein. They probably called him Epstein.
I think Epstein. I remember the name Epstein. I didn't know his first name was Theo. I guess it sounds right. I actually meant to wear a sports jersey today, but I am locked out of my room. Well, not locked, but I'm closed out of my room right now because my girl's on a FaceTime with some friends. So I didn't want to walk in there and have to say hi to everybody. So I was like, I'll just
It's
throw on a hat.
the Illuminati.
If
I'm gonna
it's the
figure it out
Illuminati,
one
then
day.
they need.
I'm gonna figure it out one day. I'm literally gonna hold up the wedding. I'm like, we're not moving any further until I get some kind of hints.
Oh no, she's. I'm surprised that she is willing to be on FaceTime with them while I'm recording. So
was about to say she's probably like in the closet in the master
no, she's just in
bedroom.
the room, but she did text me. She was like, "Can you leave the TV on when you go to record?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So now the
Yeah.
TV's on out there and nobody's watching
She's
it.
so
But
smart. You can amplify the background and all you're gonna get is TV. That's
yeah,
thinking with your dipstick, Courtney.
exactly. That's what the guy on the other end of the line probably told her to do. Um, no, but so I didn't have my sports, but luckily my hats are all in this bedroom, so I at least get to have a hat. Speaking of LAFC, they heard all this messy dick riding, bro, and they are coming out to play, son.
Finally, dude.
Couple games ago, we won 7-1, as we were talking on the podcast, with Boanga getting the hat trick and then Bela doing his 2 goals. Well, Bela was out last night because of an injury, but Boanga still went in there and scored 2 goals. We won 4-0, so another just
Going,
cruising. So we'll see.
but
Messi
I
keeps
wouldn't
leading
even
these
say
crazy comebacks,
cruising.
but
Well, I mean, yeah, Messi has 7 goals in 4 fucking appearances so
so
far.
does
That's a little
Boanga. Fuck it.
ridiculous. But also, Messi is the greatest player to ever touch American fucking turf.
Oh, for
Literally, in
sure.
any sport, in any turf court, better than
Yeah.
LeBron. At this point in time, he's better than 18-year-old LeBron. In
Well,
his
yeah,
sport.
but he's 30-something-year-old Messi, so
And 30, yeah, anyways. So, but it was 0-0 going in.
right. Oh, I'm losing you. Oh, I'm losing you.
I'm back
Oh,
now, right? Am I
yeah,
before you?
I
I
guess.
came back
It was
before you. That's
0-0
crazy.
heading to half.
But it 0-0, Real Salt Lake, a really good fucking team, a team that can come out and just take the draw. Like that's not it, or a 1-0. But to go out there in the second half and put up 4 against them, I feel like that was it, hopefully a turning point because there's been too many of these close ones. Too many. Oh, you're fucking
Right.
frozen again. I don't. I'm gonna turn
No,
my
you're
Wi-Fi
good.
off on my phone. But there's been too many of these close ones. Too many of these draws at home. Too many of these getting away with 1-0s and on the road. It's just been really rough to see lately. So hopefully that was a turn in the switch. Yeah, they've been lights out here lately. But that 4-0 was a different than just looking at paper 4-0. It was all in the
Yeah.
second half, and
And our
it,
youngsters are
it
popping off
wasn't.
too.
It looked stagnant. Yeah, so that was a really good one. I'm happy I was able to tune into that one to watch. But yeah, it's hopefully that was a switch that flipped, and it's going to be lights off for here on. Because I mean, I don't know how much longer, but I feel like we've been talking about LAFC for about 3 months now. So we don't have too much longer here
Yeah,
to
there's
start
not
climbing the
much.
table and figuring it the fuck out.
Well, we're
But
second in the
yeah,
table right now, so I mean, even when we're like stagnant and not playing well, we're still at the top of the West, which is nice.
even when we're snagging at least a point a game, we still lose the first round of the playoffs. So
Nah, we'll be all right.
cool.
I doubled down my winnings from last year, on more winnings this year. So, how dope would it be if we see Messi in the finals of this cup, though, and then obviously we have to play him in a month, but if we hit him in the finals of the cup, we'll probably be playing him like back to back, and then we shut him up twice in a row. That'd be fucking awesome. But I really don't expect Miami to make it this far.
I
Dallas
mean,
blew
it
that
would
game.
be. Yeah, they did that. Yeah, but I mean, now it seems like at first Messi was just kind of going out there, and they were the set pieces you could see were kind of tailored to get to him, not
Oh, for
go to
sure.
him at first, but to
Yeah.
get to him. So the more they get together, and they still have what? How many matches? 10, 8, something like
Like 8, I
that.
think.
They have
Something like
enough
that.
time. They have enough time to get 20 points. They can legit get 20 points out of the next 8 matches. And we talked last week. I think it took what 16 to
Yeah,
get
but
to
the other
the
teams have to
last
not
place in the playoffs.
score points, so we'll see.
And that can happen. It happens in every single sport. Like last year with the Jaguars, like yeah, we were shitty. We didn't have a chance at all, but the Titans went on to lose 7 straight. We
Right.
beat them the last game of the season and found ourselves against the Chargers where we beat them to go to the divisional round. Like anything can happen in any sport in America, and that's what's beautiful. We're going to talk about the big leagues basketball, which is what's fucking insane. But the way American sports is set up, We all knock when it comes to all stars and in the playoffs and shit. But the way it's set up, you can make beautiful runs and crazy things can happen. And when you have Lionel Messi and like Miami's not a fucking punching bag. It's not like Orlando was like 6 years ago. Like
Miami
they
was
don't.
that punching bag, but now they've already
No,
signed like 4 new people.
but I'm saying in the last relevant past, they haven't been getting thrashed. Like
Oh
they've
yeah,
been
not as a
pretty
historical
respected.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, like they've been pretty respected, you know? Like they're not out there getting blown out for nothing. It's not like if you see Orlando City 8 8 years ago, you're getting a dub. They were literally almost Orlando City FC of the United Soccer Club Federation not too long ago. But Miami has a lot of support. They have David Beckham at the helm. They have good people, and Lionel Messi is, I think, going to be the answer. And it could happen. If it doesn't happen, I think everybody else is going to be fucked. Because if they were able to get there this year, they might get a little complacent with what they have and not want to make too many roster changes. If they don't get there, you bet your ass David Beckham is going to be willing and dealing and making sure they have anybody and everybody. Just listen, we're going to get 2 goals out of this motherfucker every single game. Let's
Right.
put a defense behind him. Let's get a goalie that can keep us from getting fucking 3 goals against us a game, and we're going to win. It's going to happen. So I hope they get to the playoffs and it's like, we were almost there. We're good. Let's keep this club the way it is.
I hope they make it to the championship and see us, baby. I'm ready for them. I'm not scared of Messi or Miami. Not scared. Put that on your bulletin board, Messi. I don't give a fuck. Put that right on your locker room
He's
door.
so and I feel like with the space that he had, like he's had the last 5 games, it's so insane to see how lethal he is with his back to the net.
Yeah.
Like that's not normal. And I think Americans, I think that's why they've gotten so blown away in the last 2 weeks. Like, yeah, everybody was excited for him to come here, but everything that I see on Twitter and shit is like, holy fuck, he really is the best soccer player of all time. Like,
Right.
yeah, you're not used to somebody not seeing the goal at all, but being able to just turn and place that bitch, no problem. Now see a player with his back to the net, and I think that would be a problem for any team. I don't give a fuck who it is. And
Right.
yeah, it's going to be a problem for anybody in MLS for a while, unless LAFC has some like 6'9" dude with a fucking 20-foot wingspan. It's going to be hard to stop them motherfuckers' goals.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard to stop Zlatan too, and we just outscored them when we beat them when it mattered the most. So it's tough. Messi's a different player. He has the ball at his feet 90% of the time. Zlatan, if the ball touches his feet, that means he's scoring a goal. So it's a little bit different. But I'm not super worried about it. But we'll talk about that when it happens because Messi's gonna take them to the playoffs, I think. But
I do too.
speaking of baseball, we're bringing it all the way back to his Red Sox, not to your Red Sox, but to baseball.
I don't want to talk about
Um,
it.
no, not the Red Sox. Um, Baseball is starting to heat up, right? It's Mr. October. October is what you want. We're a couple months away, and trade deadline's over. Pitchers, man, pitchers. What was that word I just said? Pitchers are getting the memo. We're starting to see some no-nos coming out. We're starting to see these pitchers dial it up, get into mid-season form. Is this going to be? I haven't watched really. I haven't watched an entire game yet. I watched a lot of highlights. I've seen the no-hitter highlights. I've seen all that. Is have you paid attention? Is hitting down? Like, are we going to have a really dull like pitchers playoffs, or are these no-nos just like blips on the radar? We've had like 3 in 2 weeks.
I think these pitchers are finally starting to get acquired to this clock, this
Mm,
play clock they got going. And what we've noticed the last 3 or 4 years, besides the year that the MLB put fucking
juice in the
cork
ball.
balls, yeah,
Yeah.
juicing the balls and shit. But besides that, the last 5 years, it's been a pitcher's league. Never before 2018 would you pick the under in an MLB All-Star game.
Right.
Now it's a gimme. My dumbass this year picked the over, and we missed it by 1.5. It's a gimme nowadays. I'd feel like it's more so these pitchers are starting to get acquainted more so with the pitch clock. They're getting used to it. We have a former Dodger. What's your old closer's name? Our guy now.
Jansen?
Good Jansen, who
Yeah.
would like to take his time, and really had a problem at first, but now he's starting to get into it. And you see a lot of guys like that who would always take deep breaths, take a good 10, 12 seconds to get in there. Now you got 8 seconds to get in there and look at dude and start getting ready for your windup. And now you got another another 8 seconds after that to deliver the pitch. And I think it was just hard on them. And now you see the hitters, more of them calling a timeout right when they get up to the plate after the first pitch, using that a lot more. I think just the getting accustomed to the rules and what you're able to do in them has really helped out, and it just balanced everything back to normal, which is pitchers are insanely talented right now in the MLB. Without the juice balls, it's even worse because when they do get left hanging, for the most part, we saw the fucking was it the Reds dude? I want to say the Reds kid inside the park home run.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
was the Reds.
it's like these kids on both sides of the ball are absolutely insanely talented, and it's only going to get worse for the hitters when you have these kids that can paint it. And God forbid we ever get away from human judgment on behalf of the umps, because if it gets to a computer, like but I wasn't the best pitcher in the world, but I could paint the rubber. That's the one thing I could do. I could throw it straight right where I wanted it to go. Get strikes all day long painting it. And nowadays it's really hard to do that. You don't see pitchers painting the rubber anymore, trying to get that black tip on, because the umps nowadays are absolutely fucking atrocious. They're
Right.
prideful as shit, and their strike zone is their strike zone. So if we were able to get to those computers, it would be way worse. It would
Mm.
be devastating towards these hitters, and like they have, what is it, 0.04 seconds to know what
To
pitch is
react
coming at
to the
them,
pitch. Yeah.
no, to know what pitch is coming, and then another like 0.02 to react to said pitch.
Right.
Like it's crazy. Like it's always been on the side of the pitcher. It's just we never had motherfuckers throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and 90-mile-an-hour sliders and cutters and fucking sinkers. Like back in the John Smoltz 89-mile-an-hour sinker was fucking blowing the league away in the
Right.
90s. Like it's crazy. It's
I don't know that
absolutely
Greg
insane.
Maddux ever topped 90 miles an hour. I mean, obviously every now and then when he like just reared back and chucked it, but he never got over 90 even with a fastball. So,
Like it's crazy. And all these guys were just really good at placement. And nowadays placement isn't key. It's all about movement. It's all about rotation, hitting that 12-6. And
yeah.
the things these kids are able to do are absolutely disgusting. A two seam from when I was in high school is a completely different trajectory than a two seam nowadays. Like just that one pitch. It's insane what the movement is nowadays with these kids.
Yeah, well, I'll eventually start tuning
It's
in. So I'm ready to see some exciting games. We were looking at Dodgers games for my birthday, but of course, when we actually have time on my birthday, we're playing the Braves, so it's the most expensive ticket in the house. I was like, man, why can't we play like a shitty team just so we can go watch?
and
So
even
I
that
don't, I
too.
don't think we're gonna go.
Me and you, like we would make fun of the Braves 4 years ago because they were
Hmm.
loading up on their bullpen, they were loading up on their pitcher, and we were like, whoop. They do realize they have to score runs. And even now, when we're getting fucking 9-5, you pick the if it's a 9, 8.5, 9, you pick the over. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen. With these Braves, they're smart, and with the Blue Jays, the Orioles, the Rays, all these teams that have invested in pitching, it's paying out dividends,
Yeah.
except for the Mets, who just sold their Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. That was crazy. That was the worst. What's the word? Experiment in
Yeah, that
MLB
was like the
history. The New
Brooklyn
York
Nets
Mets
on
this season.
steroids.
It was crazy. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you just see these teams got made fun of 4 or 5 years ago for loading up on bullpens, this season they're insane. Like the Orioles can't even say the fucking name right. They're going to end up winning the division that has the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, the Texans. No,
The Blue
no,
Jays.
the Blue crazy. The Astros are barely going to win their division, and I solely feel like the only reason that's going to happen, the only reason they were able to play catch up, is because we're going to find out they figured out another reason to fucking cheat, like another
Probably.
way. Like they were so ass at the beginning of the season. They were showing up with everybody else that was supposed to be great being bad, and now they're going to turn out and be a fucking over 15, 20 win plus 500 team.
Yeah.
Something's got it. Something happened.
I mean, that's what's happened in the
Something fucking
Dodgers
happened.
too, though. The Dodgers were about a 500 team for a while, and now that's just the thing with 162 games, bro. Like at the end of the day, the Dodgers are going to be on top of the West. Like that's just the thing. Typically, the Astros are going to be on top of the Central just because the rest of that division sucks dick. So um, it doesn't matter how many games it looks like you have on the Dodgers if you're like the Diamondbacks and the Giants and all them. Once there's 162 games played, we're going to be up there on the top. It's just the way it is. We spend too much money for it not to. The Giants are at least starting to try to spend money now, so they're getting up there. But when you're a team like the Diamondbacks that doesn't spend money, you can't expect to stay up there. We're going to spend. We're going to make it happen. The Dodgers are going to be at the top, and that was you guys' problem for a long time. You don't want to spend money, and you have to
Yeah.
get up on the top. Although the Orioles don't really spend money, so.
You gotta feel bad for a team like the Diamondbacks, though, man. Like they thought the formula was working the last couple years. Like they switched out the jerseys, the whole social media. Like they've been vibing everywhere, but on the field. And this year they started to, and they're like, "Haha, we got the pitchers." They had a little three triple threat lethal injection of pitching, and oh man, it's been a bad. Well, I guess they're out of July now, but it was a bad month
Right.
for the D-backs. But the fucking Padres keeping up with suit of sucking. It's going to be exciting 2 months.
Yeah.
It just sucks that I guarantee you there's no way in fuck the Red Sox end up in a wild card spot, which is stupid as shit because a month ago we were there. Like we were 2 games over.
What's the math look like right now on you guys? Are you at least like
We're
threatening
in.
it?
We're no, yeah, we're in. I think we're 2 weeks ago we were 2.5 back, and then 3 days ago I saw that we were like 4.5,
You're 5
5.
games back now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 5.
Damn. Go
There's no way in
Mariners
shit,
though.
and I don't know what our schedule is set up to be. Yeah, the Mariners. Yeah, bro, did you see the Mariners center fielder?
No.
So Tatis, speaking of the Padres, Tatis Jr. Knocked that shit to straight center field, and
Yeah.
the Seattle dude, the center fielder, robbed him and hit him with a deep fake. Like he put his glove up, came down, and fucking
Oh, I
walked
saw
back
like the
like,
headline
ah.
of it.
Yeah, he
I
was like,
saw like center
ah.
fielder fools the entire team with something or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, ah. The pitcher was looking and turned around like, shit. The announcers were like, well, that's a home run for Tatis Jr. And then he just goes, hmm. It was great.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the Mariners, we talked about them last year, thinking they were going to be able to make a run.
Yeah.
And and even now, Ken Griffey Jr. is still relevant. But when we saw the videos coming out last year of him helping out all these guys, we figured it was going to be the time of Seattle. We were just a year off.
Exactly.
But yeah, yeah, shout out to them for sure. Shout out to all these teams that always get shit on. Don't spend a lot of money. These small market teams that have been doing really good this year. The fucking Pittsburgh Pirates
Mm.
are probably going to make the postseason this year. It's crazy.
And that was with
The
like their
Pirates,
best player getting injured too.
let's say the Pirates, the D-backs, and the Mariners are all going to make the playoffs. That
I mean, the
that
Pirates
that
probably won't
doesn't.
make the playoffs, but they're at least they're making it close.
They can.
I mean,
They can.
sure, anybody can,
And if
but
they wouldn't
they're
have fell off for a month and a half, they started out hot. No, but they have a shot. I think they're 3 games under 500 right now.
no, they're 12 games under 500.
Oh shit.
They're 8 games back of the wild card right now, but their run
Forget what.
differential is straight trash. Like, even though they started out so hot, they just are not getting anything going. So
Maybe that was the Braves because they played the Braves the other night. I was watching it on TV. Maybe
didn't
they were talking about the
they
Braves.
win? They won that division or that series, I think,
The series, yeah.
which is
But
nuts.
I want to say Sunday or Monday when they played. They had it on the TV at the bar. And the coworker of my wife, her husband is a Braves fan, said they had the volume on. And they must have been talking about the Braves, but I guess the Braves are playing catch up too, which is weird.
No, the Braves are the best team in baseball right now, I think.
And they had to be, I don't know.
Maybe they were just struggling for a little bit or something. You know how fans are. We do it too. Like, if our team's struggling for like 2 weeks, we're like, we're the worst fucking team. And it's like, you guys are in first place. Get out of here.
Everybody, so when people ask me about the Jags, well, how are you feeling? I'm like, have you seen our schedule? Like, we'll be lucky to get 9 wins. And they're like, have you seen your division? Like, that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but your
Like,
division
CJ
plays the
Stroud,
same games.
yeah, yeah, but CJ Stroud and the Texans could end up fucking winning 4 games just because everybody sleeps on them. Like, they're not a bad team. David Millis was able to fucking have them end games.
Davis
They had
Mills.
David Millis, same fucking thing. Like they had
So who's
Texas,
going to be
they had
better though,
fucking
CJ Stroud
fantasy
or Bryce
receivers.
Young? Like, could both teams make a
Oh,
push?
Bryce Young, no, Bryce Young's gonna be way better just because of the weapons that team already has.
Does he
Like,
have weapons right now though? That's the question, I guess.
yeah, they thought they were gonna have a shot at shit last year. The only thing is fucking who's their quarterback right now? Sam Darnold is slated to be their starting quarterback.
Oh, is he
If
still
it's
supposed
if
to start?
Bryce,
Fuck that.
I think so. But it's Sam
Oh.
Darnold and Bryce Young. If Bryce Young's starting, then yeah, he's going to give them at least 7 wins. Just that division, like
I
who
hope we try to lose. I'm
the
straight with trying
Saints.
to
Yeah,
lose.
I'm saying the Saints with Derek Carr, right? You got the Bucks with hopefully Kyle Trask, go Gators.
Yeah,
Um,
he's making a
and
push,
then
bro. He's looking good.
and then with the Falcons, it's going to be Ritter, right?
Um, yeah, and he sucks, so that's nothing. Ritter can't do shit. They just don't have a backup quarterback to even
Bubba
put in there when
Franks,
they. What?
Bubba Franks, baby.
Is he really their backup?
I think Felipe Franks is on their roster. Yeah, I'm 90% positive. Whenever they were doing the whole Madden release ratings things, I'm 90% positive I saw a Falcons video, and he was rated 60. He was like, they always try me. What am I, like a 67? And the chick was like, you're a 60. He was like, what? I'm
Is
like,
that like the lowest you can
53
go?
maybe. I think 60 is. Whenever you do the career thing, yeah, you
Yeah,
like
you start
bottom
at
out at
60.
60. Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
But yeah, I think it'd be dope because like the Bucks don't have any great weapons or anything, but they still have two of the what two of the three offensive line guys because I'm pretty sure y'all signed one dude, the left guard dude, on a 1-year deal. But y'all have the left tackle, the center, and the right tackle
Well, we're moving
from the
Wirfs
Brady era.
over to left tackle, which is
Okay.
a big deal for him. He's played right tackle his whole life. He played right tackle in college, but he's all pro, dude. And when you're all pro, you have to go to the left side. That's what you do. So we'll see. I mean, I expect him to be perfectly fine, but it's weird to train your brain to block this way the whole time, and you're like, oh shit, I got to reverse everything. He's gonna be looking for the wrong gap every time. So hopefully the preseason will shake that out of him. But we play tomorrow. Woo, boy, we play the Steelers tomorrow.
Oh, y'all play
Um,
Thursday?
yeah,
Oh shit, we play Friday.
nice. Yeah, we play the Steelers, so I'm gonna
So
be watching him
whenever
just to see if he can
people
get those blocking schemes going.
whenever this episode comes out and it's going to be Grayson, Joe, probably the only person that fucking watches this, ears, we will be 4 weeks, 28 days away from regular season football plays
Ooh, boy.
in September. I'm excited. I think it's September 6th or some shit.
Nice.
And then the Jets Monday, September 11th. That that's a that's a big one.
That'll be
That just gives
cool.
me goosebumps thinking about it.
That's cool that's in New
I
York too.
it, I,
Like, that's fucking dope.
yeah, we got football right around the corner, dude. I'm
But
excited for
what
it. Did you
about
watch Hard
college
Knocks or do you
football
not have
though?
Max?
We haven't talked about college
We
football in a
are
minute.
Gator fans.
And
So I am slated to go to the Florida State game this year.
nice.
I
Yeah,
have
but
just
the
as much
SEC still has
excitement.
to care about realignment. But obviously, I went to UCF, so it matters a lot for me. But the Pac-12, man, my coworker here, um, luckily he's a UCLA fan, so he got out. But it's weird when you talk to a Pac-12 fan that's been a Pac-12 fan their whole life, and they're like, "Yo, we don't got shit anymore, dude. Like, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, I
Bro,
don't know."
could you imagine if it would have been if it would have been us and Vanderbilt, like us, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, and fucking right? We'd be like, what the fuck? Like
Right?
Stanford's sitting there like, bro, we were supposed to we finally were being a powerhouse in this
Yeah.
fucking league. Like, where did everybody go? I was
The
texting Eddie the other day, and he was talking about UCF, and I was like, the Big 18. He was like, he's like Big 16, but yeah. And I wanted to be like, bro, just wait, the Pac four.
the
Like,
Pac-4's
they
got to
still got
split
teams
up,
that like
come somewhere.
Stanford couldn't come up. Like, it could still happen,
Stanford's
but
probably going to go to the ACC, I think. But the crazy thing, so it's Stanford, Cal, Washington State, and Oregon State that don't have a home right now. Stanford has to have the leg up on everybody. One, because of what you said, their football team has been better. But every other sport, Stanford is like elite. They like in all the other sports, in like the soccer, they're amazing. In gymnastics, they're amazing. In all those weird like fancy rich people like the rowing and
lacrosse.
all that shit and lacrosse, like they are elite. Soccer, like some conference should take them just for the all around thing. Not to mention, like you said, I mean their football team is better. Whereas like Cal,
They're the
Washington
best.
State,
They're the best that my parents paid for my
yeah,
equipment sports.
exactly. But why not take them, and say like, hey, like we have Vanderbilt. We know they're not going to be good at football anytime soon. Like every team has somebody, or every conference has somebody that they ride their coattails when it comes time for something else to, or for another sport to happen. So why not take Stanford on and say, hey, you just be that guy for us. The other three, where is Washington and Oregon? They both went Big Ten, right? So Big Ten already has too many people to take their rivals, Washington State and Oregon State. So I don't know. I don't know what you do.
It's going to be really weird because right now you get 4 non-conference games is the way it's slated. I want to say it's 4 now.
Hmm.
It used to be 2 back in the day. Like you got one as a Gator fan, you got one somebody's paying you to beat the fuck out of them game,
Right.
and then you got Florida State.
Yeah.
And then the other 8 of the 10 growing up were SEC. Or no. Yeah, yeah, 8.
Yeah.
Back in the day, because before when we were like in the 90s, you had 6 out of the 10. Then they made it 8. But it's going to be tricky for one, all the travel time. That's the biggest thing
Right.
everybody's talking about. That even the dumbest, our wives, our girlfriends, would probably be the first ones to notice that fucking Penn State's playing Stanford in Stanford at 10:30 at night, and then next week they're going to go to Notre Dame and
Yeah.
play there in the Central, and then after that they're going to have to fucking go and play fucking Michigan or some crazy shit in the Eastern time zone, and then 3 straight weeks they're going to be in a different time zone. Like
Yeah.
it, no thought on these kids again in the time, and what everybody's talking about. Oh, it's all about the money. Yeah, but these kids aren't making any of the money. and everybody that's making the money isn't going to be the ones getting on these planes. I
Right.
think I heard somewhere, um, I don't know what team it was, but for the trip that they're going to take to go play somebody on a Saturday, it would be quicker, cheaper, and more airfare friendly for them to fly to London to play.
Jeez.
Like, so it would be a shorter trip to go to London. It'd be a cheaper flight to go to London, and they wouldn't have to spend like as much on luggage, not that the luggage, the transportation, everything that comes with taking a team. It would be cheaper all around for them to go to London than it's going to be for them to go there, get the hotels, get the shuttles, do all this shit. They could do that
Jeez.
cheaper to go to fucking London. So they were like, what are we going to get? London? I think it was the Big 12. I say because it's the ESPN radio that I always listen to.
Right.
They're like, what are we going to get a fucking London team over here now? Like, is that what we're going to do? Like
Go for it.
that for
Why
one,
not?
and then for two, how does this fare with the end of the season rankings? Right? Like we have a league that has 16 teams now. We have the SEC that has still their what 10,
No, they're
and then
at
the
16 too, aren't they? When they get Texas and Oklahoma, I mean.
yeah, when they get Texas and
So,
Oklahoma, yeah, but that's not this season.
right.
So they're at 12,
It would be
14.
14 then. Yeah.
So yeah,
Because they're going to be
16,
at 16 when they
14.
get their full time.
The Big 12 is going to be at what?
The Big 12 will be at 16. So what it's going to be is ACC at 16, Big 12 at 16, SEC at 16, and Big 10 at 18 right now.
18. And then the Pac-12 at 4.
What I think is going to happen is the Big 10 is going to take two more teams and split back into divisions again and have two 10-team divisions is what they're going to do. And they're going to just tell everybody else, like, are you going to follow or what are you going to do? We're going to be – they're trying to compete with the SEC because they're the only other conference with a champion, really.
That's so
So
crazy.
they – instead of just riding the coattails of Ohio State and Michigan, they're going to try to just like monopolize the whole college football field and just have everybody. But the best teams are still going to be the SEC schools because we could go into an entire episode about why the SEC schools are typically better at football. But speed is drafted down here, size is drafted down here in the Southeast. All this stuff, like in the West, you get good quarterback play. All right, that's great. Those
That's what
quarterbacks
they
now
always said.
want to come play for the SEC schools because they have
Yeah.
all the other stuff. So the best teams are still going to be in the SEC regardless of what happens. So I don't know what the other conferences are going to do really.
Yeah, and I just thought about like the Mountain West, the American.
They're donezo, bro.
They're they're going to end up. I mean, the American's going to be short-lived. The Mountain West's been around forever, and I heard rumors that the Mountain West has been planning this for years to find some kind of not like a buyout, but like a merger into one of the bigger conferences to be able to turn it into like the Pac West kind of thing.
Right.
But I feel like we're inevitably in the next 10 years, we're going to be fucking over these conferences. We're going to have because it's obviously the main three, right? It's the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12. The ACC could have been, but what is it?
They
About
fucked
four or
it up.
5 years ago,
Yeah.
they signed the dumbest fucking contract in history, which literally allowed them to be viewed by not even their fucking fans. Like, you have to have a cable network to be able to access this. A non-ACC fan was able to watch the ACC network if they wanted to.
Yep.
All they had to do was have ESPN or have cable.
Well,
That's it.
fucking
They
Pac-12
and
had you had to buy
we're
your
gonna
own fucking
make
subscription service.
and
Pac-12 was
that's
stupid.
and they thought they were going to be ahead of their time. They were hanging their hats on that shit. And even them, they got what 250 million a year. The ACC thought they were going to be fucking living large with 280 million for the next 15 years. And then you see fucking the Big 10 100 mil, SEC 800 million. the Big 12 fucking 680 million per year. Like each school is getting this per year. So you see this shit happening, but I'd feel bad for all these little leagues, but the American who has literally busted their ass from the coming up from the Big East and trying to add on from that, but bigger and better, and they're going to find themselves short-lived. The Mountain West, who has literally been riding the coattails of 2006, 2007 Boise State
Yep.
times. It sucks for them, but I really feel like we're going to get to the point in time to where we're going to be like, all right, cool. The SEC, Big 10, Big 12, that's going to be the tier one. These tier one teams are going to play each other. There's 35 of them, right? There's going to be 35 of them. Oh, but what about the other 10? Yeah, they suck. Like the three or four bottom ones of each league suck. They're going to drop down to tier two. So we got all these ones in tier one that are going to make the big money during the games. Tier two is going to make a good amount of money. Then you're going to have the Big East, the American, the tier threes. They're going to get this amount of money per year, and this is going to be the way it goes. Every single one of you can come for the playoff. Anybody can have any kind of bowl game. There's going to be no restrictions of any kind of conference or anything like that or any kind of tiers. It's just the tiers are how each school gets paid. Other than that, it's a fucking free for all.
Well,
If
because
a
there's
tier
going to be
three
like a
school,
64 team playoff or something, so that every single team from those three conferences are going to make it. All, or not every single team, but the 35 or so that you said were elites, they'll all make the playoffs. And then the other 30 are just going to be like a smattering of
but
teams
it
from
it's
elsewhere.
that it's still the balancing effect always happens, right? Like Boise State has only went undefeated like one or two times, even with being in the Mountain West. Appalachian State, who upsets everybody and their mama, I don't know, has had an undefeated record in their own conference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not like we're gonna have all these 13-0 teams. That's why the fucking 2017 UCF team was so special, is because they beat ranked opponents. They won their conference. They went and beat an SEC opponent in Auburn in a bowl game, and got shafted out of the playoff. But how many 13-0 teams were in all of the 100 and something, football teams in the NCAA Division One? Not probably not a lot. So if we were to put those in tiers, I still think it was to even out. Even if we did like a little mini playoff for each tier, it would still balance out to where the best team is going to end up winning every year.
Right.
But I feel like that would shut up the whole conferences going, the TV promotions, and all this shit. Listen, if you're a school that brings in hundreds of $1 million a year in football sales and regenerate a lot of money, then you're going to be in tier one. If you're a
Yeah, and
great
you're
team, you're
going to
going to
the
be in tier
playoffs.
one. Like
Yep.
Boise State could find themselves in tier two just because they're a great team and find themselves getting all of this money and helping their school out with all these TV deals that they could never had before because they're stuck in the fucking Mountain West. It's going to end up happening, but it's
Yeah.
going to take all this dumb shit, all this realignment, canceling out the ACC and the Pac-12 for it to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But I am very happy about it for the sheer fact that I'll be able to drive to Phoenix and Tucson and watch UCF play football, and that's gonna be fucking exciting, dude. I've already planned, like, because Marco graduated from the University of Arizona, so if
Yes,
we
sir.
do have to travel to Arizona, we're gonna go. I'm gonna watch us beat the shit out of some Wildcats, as long as it's football, not basketball, and be able to talk a lot of shit. So that'll be fun. So I'm excited in that regard. But I agree with you. Like they're trying to get a shakeup. They're trying to figure out. Everybody is trying to get out ahead of everybody else, and it's just causing this ridiculous chaos. But at the end of the day, just have a big playoff, have every conference champ make it in, and then essentially every top half of the SEC, everybody in the top half of the Big Ten, everybody in the top half of the Big 12, and let's go fucking play football. And that's what's eventually going to happen at the end of the day. So it's cool.
Like a lot of these Vanderbilts and these lower tier people in these conferences need to understand the reality of life and be who you can afford to be. Just ride the coattails. If you can't, shut up and deal with it.
Listen,
Like,
Vanderbilt, you raise our GPA and you go play baseball. That's all you do. All right. We're keeping you in the conference because you make our GPA look better. That's why you're here. So just stick to your guns and you'll stay in the SEC forever and get a lot of money.
But like, we're going to start seeing a lot of people like that wanting to flee. Like, their Pac-12 is going to. We're not going. That's the worst thing about this. We're not going to have anything to do with fucking time constraints and zonings and all that shit. Like,
Yep.
we grew up on. Like, we could name the Big Ten based on being able to. All right, cool. So we know. All right, Notre Dame's independent. So we got Michigan. All right, we got Michigan State. We got Ohio. We got Iowa. All right, Iowa State. All right, yeah, no, they're still in the Big Ten. All right, Iowa State, and just name the people in the region.
Northwestern, or yeah,
Now,
like just whoever was
yeah,
there.
like the Northeast, like the right getting up to the mid, just doing all. All right, who's in the fucking what was it back in the day? The Big
The
East.
Big
All right, we
East.
got
Yeah.
Syracuse, we got Villanova. You could just go through and do. Nowadays, it's like who's in the Big Ten? All right, so nope, you're wrong. All right, who's in the Big 12? We got Oklahoma. Right now, you're right. All right, fuck, who else? UCF? No, they're in Florida. No, they're in the Big 12. All right, Cincinnati. No, they're in Ohio. No, they're in the Big 12. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's all about money, and hopefully all of these kids start getting paid. That they thought they were going to figure it out with NIL, but it's like literally 20% of these kids are getting paid. They're getting paid stupid money, but they're getting paid.
Yeah. No, well, shout out to UCF because currently a lot's going to change, but we currently have the highest ranked 2024 draft class in the Big 12. So we just have to have a good record this year. If we have a above 500 record, prove that we can play with the big boys, then those guys will hopefully stay. If we come out and have like 3 wins, if we go like 3-9, 4-8, these kids are bolting. We've seen decommits happen every single year. So they're committing to us because they want to do something cool with a team that's coming into the Power Five and being awesome. But we have to be awesome, or else they're gonna say, yeah, all right, maybe it's not worth it. I'm out. So
But I think what UCF can afford right now, excuse me, getting gassy on these fucking
seltzers.
seltzers. Yeah, it's stupid. Like with the beer, I get like the inner,
Mm-hmm.
they stay in. With these, they come out. But but I think where we're gonna have the benefit of is it's gonna be new for us. It's not like Vanderbilt. Like, yeah, they've been the shit show of the SEC for the last 25 years. Come to us and you're gonna stay the same. So I think we have a year or two. Like, let's say we only get 5, 6 wins the next 2 years. We have a 3, 4 win season. That's happened pretty fucking recent in UCF history, and that was in two pretty shitty conferences that weren't even like held in any regard by the NCAA, right? So if we can get 3 to 6, 7 wins the next 2 years, that's still building. That's still progress. We're not getting swept. We're getting wins, especially if you can beat really good teams in the Big 12 and show that you can do it. You're on the rise. And as long as Gus is the coach, in two
Yeah.
years, if that shit was to happen, you have a 5 win season, you have a 6 win season, you get rid of Gus, this fucking football team's going to be fucked for years to come. But
Yeah.
if they stay with him and let him keep recruiting the people he wants to recruit, and we've seen it, like these kids want to come and play for Gus. These guys want to come and play for a winner. And when they look at Gus, they think of old school Auburn. They think of the kick six. They think of Cam swagging with Gus. Or no, that was less. Ha. But anyways, they think of like all that swagginess that comes with Gus Malzahn, and they're intrigued by it right now. And I still think that can happen. And people aren't going to look at UCF as the shit show of the Big 12 more so than, these guys were self-portrayed fucking national championships 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Not like Vanderbilt. Like, 5 years ago, they were getting 2 wins. Now they're getting 7, 8 wins and thinking that they're going to do something in their conference in the SEC. Like the UCF faithful have something to look forward to, and they also have a backing of being the new guys. So they have a little bit of leeway, I feel like,
Yeah, but players
as
don't
long
care
as they
about
keep getting all
history.
these guys.
Players
Adrian Peterson's fucking brother.
players care what you can do for them in the next 3 years. That's all they care about. And if you can't help them out, then they're gonna bolt. They don't care what your history is. They don't care. Like, players are coming to Kentucky now, and Kentucky has been shit for so long, but they're like, hey, they're building a team right now that I can come in and we can upset a Tennessee or we can upset a Florida and make my name by doing that. Will Levis literally did it and got into the NFL. So that's what the players care about. They don't care what your history is. They care about that outlook of those next couple years. So
Shit, Will Levis had a shitty ass win-loss record when he put A to D for those 4 years. I feel like they're just saying, hey, if you're actually really good, but you don't think you can start on another SEC team, come here and put up some kind of stats and put up good tape, and you might make it on the third string of Tennessee, who's the worst fucking team in their
and
division.
it got him to the NFL, and they're gonna hang their hats on that in every recruiting meeting for the rest of time. They're gonna be like, "Look at Will Levis," and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, but what about that
Oh,
huge white kid
absolutely.
from like 10 years ago?" And they're like, "Don't worry about him anymore."
Yeah,
He made
Josh
it to the
Allen,
NFL, didn't he?
the Josh Allen, the one that started
Yeah,
it, the defensive end for the
he made it to
Jaguars.
the NFL for a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's a Jaguar. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, but yeah, he's a captain on that defense. Yeah, you've gotten a lot of guys out of Kentucky lately, but it's turned into people care more about tape. I mean, yeah, you see Philly with everybody and their mom on that defense from Alabama. You see Alabama's quarterbacks their last five starters are starters in the NFL now. When Bryce Young steps out week one,
Yeah,
yeah, it's all about the SEC, but it's becoming more so anybody in the SEC has a shot.
yeah,
It's not nobody is just the toilet paper getting used for disposal like it used to be. Like Tennessee for a long ass time before Hendon Hooker got hurt, they had a great fucking shot at doing some business,
yeah,
which is crazy. They literally were going to make the fucking playoffs.
yeah. And
Tennessee,
one
who
dude.
we've made fun of since Peyton Manning left,
Yep.
which has been a
Even
long
when Peyton
time.
Manning was there, we made fun of him. Let's be real. So
Yeah,
we did. I
you
mean,
you right.
most of the NCAA didn't, but Florida did because they
But
could go
we
fuck
we had a
themselves.
we had a run game and a great defense. Who gives a fuck about a white boy that can pass?
Who cares if he can win the Heisman? We're going for
But I mean,
natties,
just
baby.
but even like back in the like just the whole you have 80 scouts now. It seems like per team, and
Yeah,
everyone is destined to find the one. And like if you're good, you're going to get found. But it depends on if you're playing football in the fucking American or if you're playing for the worst team in the SEC.
yeah.
And it's just going to get more watered down the more this shit keeps happening.
Well, I'm excited. We're a couple weeks away from Coach Prime coming to play against TCU, and it's super exciting. That's the kickoff game, right? For college football, I think it is.
I think so. They're
So
going
that's
to get
super
fucking
exciting.
routed by TCU.
Yeah, they are, but it'll be fun. What else do we have to talk about before we get out of here? Our leagues, we don't. We're gonna save up some shit. My playoffs are
Uh,
like 2 weeks away.
I
He
want to give
had
a
an
little
amazing,
shout out to my
not
league.
him, but the Magic had a crazy ass play-in game.
They
Um,
did.
your boy Allen,
Playing
dude, I'm telling you, he just needs to do that every fucking game. Just be him, and they'll do
Let's go to
it.
the hole. Let's go to the hole.
That's what I was
If
saying when he was on your team. I'm like, just go to the fucking hole.
I used to tell him every time he would pull up a shot outside of 12 feet, stop, don't shoot threes, and he would get mad at me. Literally, the one game I was like, Alan, you shot too many threes. He looked me dead in my eyes, got super pissed off, and told me I was trash. Stop shooting. Literally, if you were shooting beyond 12 foot, Alan Brown, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
And we saw that in the playing game. It was close in the first half. Him and Scott took over. Trevor hit a three. Like when they needed it, what ended up happening? They went the fuck off. He didn't miss. If he missed, he went to the line. That like Allen
Yeah.
Brown is not a great basketball player, but can get you 25, 30 points because he is a freak and has a
Yeah.
nice 15-foot jumper. Like you can't stop him. You cannot stop the kid. But yeah, it set it up. The Sixers won game one uh, against the Warriors. So I thought if we were to win, which we did, and the Sixers won, that would have put us out, but them in the playing game. But no, not so fast. The Hornets won against the Magic the last
Right.
week, right? We beat the Warriors, which gave the Hornets the 1 seed.
The 1 seed, yeah.
The Warriors got the 2 seed, and then the Sixers beat the Trailblazers, which put the Trailblazers in the play-in game against the Magic, who got the fucking 4 seed. Gave Trailblazers
Right.
the 5 seed. Since they lost the tiebreaker over the Sixers got the 3 seed. And they went in game 1 late as shit in the overtime and went and beat the fucking Warriors, defending champs. And the Sixers the last couple years have been just a team who, if they can get a win, it's a fucking win. Like, they're not a great team, but this year you can see it's a team who's been together, a couple guys in Kamish and Chase who know what they want to do every single game, and if they can get to do it, they can get the job done. And they found a way to do it late. I'm gonna be able to be there Friday for a game for I don't know what game it's gonna be, but I'm gonna be there Friday and Sunday. I'm excited, but yeah, the Sixers are 1-0 in the playoffs right now, against the defending champions. It's really fucking awesome. It's really cool. I love rooting for them, but it's crazy how everything happened. The team that had the bye week was the team that was 1-4 and had no shot in it whatsoever.
Right.
But yeah, it sucked that we won and ended up not being able to be in it. But
Yeah.
the team that I have a vengeance with, the Trailblazers, they ended up losing
Yeah.
in the
They
play,
lost,
and
yeah.
it was cool.
We got shafted, but luckily we got to play the games. But so they made
So
the
do y'all have another game before
we
y'all's playoff
don't.
game?
We don't. So they made the brackets with 2 weeks left to go in the regular season. And the team that they matched us up against is fucking good. Like, we've played them twice. They beat us both times. They knocked us out of the playoffs one time. And they just so happen to be 2-4 right now because they've played some tough teams. And they just went out last night after the playoff brackets have been made already, went out and beat a team that's like 5-1. They beat them by like 25 points, ran them off the fucking floor. Like, this team is good. They're going to end up 4-4. They shouldn't be an 8 seed. They're an 8 seed in our bracket. They should be up in the higher spots and let us get to them after some momentum. But, whatever. Like, if you want to win the tournament, you got to beat everybody, right? So if we beat them in the first game or we beat them in the 5th game, it doesn't really matter. So it's just kind of frustrating. We haven't got a tournament win yet, and so we were itching for it this week or this year. We knew we can beat a lot of these bottom 20 teams because we were still a bottom 20 team, so we're down in the shitty tournament, which is exciting. But we were excited about it, and now we get this fucking team that's won the tournament before. I feel like they sandbag and lose on purpose in the regular season so that they can be down here. So we'll see, but I think we can get past them. We just might not have our captain, which is gonna really suck if we don't have him. But we can beat them. But we just got to do it. So if we played the way we played the last game of the regular season, we can beat them for sure.
So do y'all ever get in any foul trouble or anything?
Nah.
So what y'all need to do is go in there and be like, yo, we each got 6 fouls. We never foul out. Give yourself 2 fouls to just each person. You get 2 fouls to fuck up their momentum, no matter what it is. If you think dude's about to get an open shot, go up, fucking foul the shit out of
It's
him.
not
Open
that
layup, foul the shit out of him.
our problem, like, we're
And
we're
foul
so
him on the
fucking good at
floor.
defense. Like, that's not the problem. We don't give the other team momentum. Our problem is we legitimately will go 8 minutes without scoring.
The
Legitimately.
cherry pick.
You're like looking at the clock going, why the fuck have we not scored it? It was 12-16, I think, at halftime last game. We were playing amazing defense and then just missing fucking shots all day long on
Then
the other
play
end. Like,
play
it's
a box
fucking.
and none. Play a box and none and just have one dude cherry pick and see how that works.
Some teams do that. That's
You
the team that
should.
we were playing against did that, and we
You
figured
should do
that
a
shit
box
out
and
fast.
none. And just have a
The
dude cherry pick. And if they want to just play 4-on-4, cool. If you want to play 4-on-5, our defense is legit.
Yeah, but our defense we hang our hat on our defense. If we win games, it's because we defended, but we will legitimately go on stretches that is ridiculous. But I'm stopping that shit, dude. I'm gonna be scoring the fucking basketball. I scored twice last week. I'm now a scorer. I raised my average from scoring 1 bucket a game. I just scored 2 buckets last game, so I'm ready. There were 2 twos, so my scoring average didn't go up that high. But I had 4 points, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling hot. I'm just gonna be driving to the hole, man. Oh, so did I tell you on the podcast that they took a foul from me or took free throws from me?
No.
Dude, I drove to the hole and I fucking got hit, like clearly a foul. I get hit, I make the basket, and the dude goes, "Oh, I got him, I got him, I got him." And the ref goes, "No, I didn't see it. You good." And I'm like, dude, there's a fucking handprint on my hand. He's saying, "Oh, my bad, I got him. My bad, I got him." It's a take it. Like I made the basket, so it's not like they're rushed to do anything. Like just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay," but whatever, That's Rex. That's what you're gonna do in rec league. You're not gonna get calls, but I'm sure I fouled people that it didn't get called either. But I'm like, dang man, he said I wanted 5 points, baby. Give me another. Give me a free throw. But
Yeah,
whatever.
that
Five
shit
points would
always
have been
comes
my
back.
career high,
But
I
yeah,
think.
bro, I was getting mad at my shit. Nine's mine for now. But so I went to look. I had like 2.2 points a game.
Mm-hmm. I lost you. You lagged out again. Hold on. I heard that you got 2.2 points a game. Oh, here you are. You're back.
Yeah. Yeah, I got like 2.2 points, like point 0.3 blocks, like, but I'm around everybody that was starting. And I literally had the least amount of minutes on my team. So it helps, you know. So I just gotta get in shape and get ready. And hopefully
That's what
I'll be
I'm
able to
trying to
get
do.
some kind of league in and before then. But y'all got a chance, dude. Y'all have been together for a minute. And if I've seen anything in this league, especially from the Sixers, who have a good foundation, who have a good mold of people who've been together for a while. You can overcome talent if you have a good team chemistry, and know what you want to do. So as long as y'all can buy into whatever you want to get done, I have faith that y'all can get it done, bro. That'd be dope.
Honestly, at this point, this tournament, the tournament that we get put in, there's not a team more talented than us. Um, every game that we lose in this tournament, this group of people, these bottom 20s, is all cardio based. When we lose to a team that's more talented than us, they're one of the teams that are undefeated and they're moving on to the higher bracket. These teams that we're going to be playing against, including the one that we play on the 26th, they're not more talented than us. We just got to it's our brains, got to stay switched on for the whole shot clock. I mean, there's not a shot clock, but the whole defensive possession. And then our cardio at the end of the games, we have to get there. But every game that we play, we get more cardio. So, I was able to play a whole second half and didn't gas out. So I think we're getting there.
See,
One
what I
one year at a
think
time.
if if I ever like was to GM a league in mine, because I know I'm not the best. I don't even think like I'm not cocky. I don't think I'm one of the best people in the league. I might be top 15. Like obviously I'm top 25, 30 in scoring. That's two points is enough,
Right.
But I think I'm smart enough and I could build a team and be able to get shit done. But it would be the concept of I know you can play 40 minutes, bro. Let's sit 2 minutes when it doesn't. Like, yo, there's 10 minutes left in the game. We're down three. Sit. We're down three. All right. Well, I'd rather us be down three with 8 minutes to go instead of being down seven with 3 minutes left
Yeah.
and you're shit ass tired and I'm gonna need a bucket and you ain't got no legs. So take 2 minutes, come back in with 6 minutes left, and let's get shit rolling. And I think that's a big thing for a lot of rec teams. Is bro, get that 2 minutes on the fucking sidelines.
Yeah.
Who cares how like I don't think we had that big of a drop off in people this year, other than you know who. But
Mm-hmm.
who cares how big of a drop off it is? Just get those 2 minutes, put them on the worst person. Don't tell them just you got 6 fouls, use them, do your thing, don't shoot the ball. find the
And you
open
can even
man.
play slow for a couple possessions, and it's already 2 minutes.
Yeah, and especially when you're playing those conditioning games, you're
Yeah.
going to want to use that extra 1, 2 guys that you'll have on the bench. And I feel like that's one thing that you don't really talk about is like the subs and shit. Like you'll sub out when you're frustrated. You have guys that'll try to go all game. Just yo, take 2 minutes, bro. Carlos be
They
like, "What the
won't.
fuck? I own this team. Take 2 minutes. Just take 2 fucking minutes. It's going to help us out." And if y'all got into that mindset, I don't think, from what you say, there's a team in that tournament that could beat you.
Nah, it's really frustrating to me that off the record, but like when they don't want to sub out, and like I'm seeing them gassing, and it's like the same thing. It's like, bro, we'll use our timeouts, we'll foul, we'll do whatever you need. Just go take a couple minutes. We'll play slow on offense. We'll foul them on defense, make them take free. We'll do whatever. We'll take our time, and then get you back on the floor. But they won't do it. The guy that I talk about the most to you, he forgot his water last week, still wouldn't sub out. My girlfriend goes and gets him a glass of water. She went up to the front desk and got a water, came out, got a water for him. We called a timeout because we saw that she got water. He wouldn't drink the water, and then went right back out and kept playing, tired as fuck. Didn't even drink the water during a timeout. And it's like, that's just stupid ego, dude. Just drink the
That's
fucking water and get
ignorance.
out there and play. Yeah.
That's ignorance.
Like it's so
That's crazy.
frustrating. He's like, no, it's all right. I forgot my water. And she's like, yeah, I know that. That's why I got you water, bro. So that shit's frustrating to me.
It
But
is. And that
whatever.
shit's annoying. And that's why I love, like, Casey's the best player on the Sixers, but he'll be the first one to check out if he's tired.
I'm the first one to check
Like,
out, and I'm not the best one on
it's
my team. But I will check out fast as fuck. I don't give a fuck. All right, so what else do we got to say before we get out of here? Anything?
I got a good shout out.
All right, cool. I don't got shit, so.
All right, sweet. So you didn't watch Hard Knocks, but if you did, you already know this. But we like to do this for guys because we all know sports is an outlet to get to college, but even more so if you're, you're trying to pro sports, we all know you don't have to graduate college. Like there's not a sport that there might be maybe in base no not even in baseball. I don't know, maybe volleyball or something, you have to graduate to turn pro.
I
But
doubt
I
it.
don't I don't think there's a sport, especially any of the major ones, to where you have to graduate to be able to turn into a professional. Sauce Gardner, who I called out before any of the experts, I think like months before, just
You
watching
did.
Cincinnati,
Yeah.
before any they were still playing football. I was like, yo, this cat's gonna be somebody. He was the defensive player of the or defensive rookie of the year last year in the NFL. Well, he went and graduated probably with like an AA or something, right? He only spent 1 year, but he got some sort of degree, did something, didn't have to do that, knows he wants to. Aaron Rodgers went up to him in the episode, spoiler alert, and told him hey, you're going to be here one day. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. And the Sauce was like, yeah, I'm trying to play into my 40s as well. So he has the mindset that football, the NFL was his goal, but he also had the mindset to go back, get that degree, any kind of degree from the University of Cincinnati, knowing what that means and what that holds. And that's for anybody. You can go off, you can do your thing, you can make money, you can find this one hit wonder, you can use this talent for this and that, but that at the end of the day, that talent's going to run out. You're going to have something to fall back on. Be like Sauce Gardner, be like many other people that we've called out here at the end of episodes, and worry about yourselves. Don't worry about what in the now. Worry about your future and what's going to hold weight. And for some stupid reason, at the end of the day, that college degree holds weight a lot more than I played 15 years in the NFL. You're going to find yourself selling insurance. But if you go and get that degree, there's so much you can do off of that. So always strive to do better. Always strive to have more. Always strive to make your future better and be a stud and not a scrub.